This is JY with another mind-blowing 7 Days Live video. In today's exciting episode, we're going to be taking over this abandoned survivor-based POI in Alpha 16 and converting it into an indestructible fortress. This was one of my old Alpha 16 videos. It just took a long time to finish and edit it together. This wasn't my original base. My original base was documented in another video called Forge House Reforge. After getting bored of that, I decided to take over this place, but it took a long time and I got bored. I eventually started playing again after my friends started playing when the Alpha 17 patch dropped. In order to finish out the build though, I ended up using the creative menu for the final part of this video. And also to get everything to under 20 minutes, I play most of the video at 4x speed. So that's why I have to mute the video in certain parts, because the zombies emit a high-pitched, shrill screaming noise at 4x speed, and it's pretty annoying. That's also why I'm cutting out most of the combat. One of the big issues with this remodeling project is that zombies were constantly spawning in and outside my base, even with a sleeping bag. In this part of the video, I am fortifying the perimeter, replacing the original crappy building materials with fortified concrete. Earlier in the video, I destroyed a desk, which was part of the fortification. I mean, even in real life, or even in-game, that would just last a few seconds before the zombies tear through it, you know? So if this were an actual real base, then the designer was a moron. This is an example of what I'm talking about. Spider zombie spawns inside, and I had to deal with that constantly. More fortification of the perimeter. As a certain president likes to say, gotta build that wall. But this is for a legit cause. I'm keeping out zombies. So everything's nice and fortified. Well, except that wooden door. But I'm gonna replace it with a vault door later. This is the pre-existing store inside the base POI. I'm replacing all the crappy paint and making it look nice. This is on day 57. It's right after a horde night, and I had spent the time hiding at bedrock, but from these damage blocks you can see the zombies broke in and made their way downstairs. But I managed to survive, barely. They got stuck on the ladders. So this is the downstairs area that I carved out. I was turning it into a safe place, which I'll show at the end of the video. I put a workbench here, because there was space to. It's quite cathartic to upgrade all the blocks. Yeah, one of my friends has a complaint about, you know, the Fallout games, because you'd think after a few decades, even if it's a post-apocalyptic world, they at least would have invented a coat of fresh paint, because, you know, in Fallout 3, all the buildings look dilapidated. Realistically, everything should look more like 10 Penny Tower and less like Megaton, you know? Anyways, new cabinets. Oh, I also replaced the floor, which is just grass, with blocks. This actually did reduce the zombies spawning inside my base a lot, so it was worth it, but it did take a long time and was pretty tedious. And then here I'm upgrading the ceiling. Alright, one thing I envisioned when I was creating this base was that I wanted a large ceiling, and I wanted it to radiate out from the central water tower over there. So in order to do this, I threw up pillars throughout the base and then connected them using wood frame scaffolding, and this process I'll show here. I'm going to construct a bridge, a land bridge of sorts, and throw up and down lots of scaffolding. And then once it's connected, then I can construct a lot more ceiling. I actually had a lot of fun doing this. There's not a lot to say about this part though. Oh, well, there's a wolf attack going on down there. Yeah, even the wolves were attacking me. There's my stash. Alright, so in Alpha 16, one defense that I always did was to dig a trench. This base would be pretty useless without one. In Alpha 17 though, I think the trench defense doesn't really work well anymore. I've mostly been using pit traps, so I wouldn't know. But this works pretty well in Alpha 16. You just create a trench, throw some spikes on it, zombies die, and you shoot at them from above. It can even hold off irradiated zombies pretty well. So, I won't show the entire trench construction, but I basically copy-pasted this for the entire perimeter. I also constructed little stairways like this with 1 block space gap between the stair and the wall. In Alpha 16, zombies couldn't jump across that. In Alpha 17, they can, which is unfortunate. Now I'm creating another pillar that I'm going to connect to the water tower and expand my ceiling. This part of the video is pretty self-explanatory. One thing I didn't appreciate before was actually how difficult it is to be a Twitch streamer, because you have to fill all the awkward silence with witty commentary, and sometimes you can't figure out what to say. Oh yeah, actually, one funny thing is, I actually recorded this video before, but I had to stop midway through because I forgot to hit the record button, and then I did it another time, but on my recording device, I hit the wrong input button, so it wasn't using the microphone, so actually it didn't cover any of my witty commentary. So I'm doing this, hopefully, for the third and final time, and hopefully this will be the wittiest dialogue by far. Oh yeah, and before I forget, for all 10 people who do end up watching this video, please hit like and subscribe. I'm trying to get 1 million viewers, so I can retire and stop working. Gotta dream big, you know. Yeah, more scaffolding and ceiling coming up. And then now I'm going to use these stores themselves for pillars. And now I've connected the store pillar to the ceiling. I'm going to repeat the process for the food mart. First I'm going to throw out the ladder though. Yeah, now I'm going to connect the food mart to the ceiling. One thing to mention is my thought process when I was doing this build. I did it in in a way that's kind of ADHD, because I would sometimes work on the ceiling, sometimes upgrade blocks, sometimes work on the ground floor, replacing the ground with cement blocks. So I was kind of all over the place, using mostly a bottom-up approach instead of a top-down. And funny enough, that's kind of how I work in real life too, just make things up as I go along. Which is good in certain situations with high ambiguity, but not so good in other situations. Here I am building a pillar from the ground floor of the coffee shop. Again, I was making this up as I go along. You know, having a project manager for this actually would have helped. Here I am eyeballing how high up the pillar needs to go so I can connect it to the ceiling, and trying to figure out whether or not I need to actually build scaffolding to connect it. Spoiler alert, I do. The struggle is real. But mission success. It's connected. Now I can start throwing up even more ceiling. I'm trying to figure out some witty commentary to say, even though this is my third recording, and I still can't. Alright, I am connecting the pillar down to the ground floor just in case, so there's structural integrity. The game uses some weird kind of funsics. I don't really remember how it works, but you want to connect stuff all the way down to bedrock, otherwise the structure will collapse. You can see down there, there's some inconsiderate protesting zombies that don't want this base to go up. So I'm going to heroically dispatch them by leaping down into action. And as soon as I do, but I still managed to make it out okay. The wandering hordes in Alpha 16 really aren't that much of a threat. It seems like in Alpha 17 they got rid of the wandering hordes, which is unfortunate because they provide a lot of experience. Alright, so the ceiling is coming along pretty nicely. To me, this was the most fun and exciting part of the build. If I can figure out a good way to do it, where I can actually make a time-lapse video of the construction taking place, I might do this again. Okay, and then down here, I noticed a lot of empty space, so I decided to construct a base within a base. And that's this process here. I'm going to make a skyscraper, or at least like a 3-story building. Yeah, if I could do this again, I probably wouldn't record all my building, because, like I said, I ended up cutting out hours of footage and then fast-forwarding most of this anyways, so I would probably just focus on finishing it in single-player on easy difficulty using creative menu and showing the final result. If I would do it again, yeah, I would have more decorations and more paint. I would probably do it in Alpha 16 though, because Alpha 17, the paint options are pretty crappy. They actually nerfed it, and for reasons I still don't understand. Alright, and then, so this is the final walkthrough of the completed base. So I ended up using the creative menu, but all the videos before that were not using cheat mode. So I actually did end up spending a lot of time and imaginary resources on this, but eventually I got fed up and wanted to play Alpha 17 with my friends. So conjured up a bunch of fortified cement blocks that you see here. Right, so I've created pillars in all of the buildings and ladders to access the ceiling, which I'll show second to last. Some zombies spawning inside here, so even after replacing all the blocks, occasionally zombies will still spawn inside, which is pretty annoying. This looks to be like one of the original sleeping areas. Or at least that's what it seems like the designer was going for. Here's the other sleeping area with the stop sign. Not really sure what that's for. Indoor garden, another indoor garden. Watchtower, which I upgraded, including the walkway. I put a pillar inside the medical area, upgraded the stairs, replaced all the doors with vault doors. So even if a zombie spawned inside, it would still buy me some time to prepare my defenses. Yeah, like I said, this wasn't my main base. I ended up growing bored with my main base, so worked on this. Oh, and here's the base inside the base, which I ended up painting. But really, it could have looked a lot nicer, but I got impatient and bored. Here's the ceiling, where I have a rooftop garden and some trees, and a swimming pool. And then here's the store, and then here's the finished safe place at the bottom. And yeah, this basically concludes the tour. Check out my troll farm video if you want to get an idea of what kind of decorating and painting I would have done. As it is, I'll probably revisit this project someday. Until then, thanks for watching. And be sure to hit like and subscribe so I can retire in the Bahamas. Thanks.